Hi, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Rico. I make videos on building apps, startups, tech news, being a developer, and entrepreneurship. So if this is something that interests you, please subscribe to the channel and let's just get into today's topic. Today's topic is something that's deeply personal to me. It's the project that actually made me learn to code. The project that keeps me up at night because I believe it has the potential to make a difference, not just in tech, but also in public safety. I'm talking about a SaaS app, one that I'm developing, one that I believe can change the way that police conduct traffic stops. But before we dive too deep into it, okay, let's be real. This idea, it's a bit of a long shot, I know. There are hurdles everywhere, from legal regulations to social adoption. But like Nelson Mandela once said, it always seems impossible until it's done. So why not even try? Even if the project doesn't succeed in the way that I hope, maybe it sparks an idea for someone watching that leads to an idea that's even greater. Let's set the stage with some facts. In the US, police conduct over 50,000 traffic stops every single day. That's 20 million stops annually, making traffic enforcement one of the most frequent ways civilians interact with police officers. But here's the kicker. These stops are often fraught with tension, fear, and sometimes even devastating consequences. Since 2017, police have killed over 800 people during these stops. Black people, who make up just 14% of the population, account for 29% of those killed. And in the same period, over 100 officers were killed in the line of duty. The Stanford Open Policing Project reveals even more alarming disparities. Black drivers are 20% more likely to be stopped, and nearly twice as likely to be searched compared to white drivers, even though both groups have comparable contraband hit rates, and Hispanic drivers face similar biases. And what's even more frustrating, studies from organizations like Vera show that low-level traffic stops for things like broken taillight or expired tags rarely lead to any crime deterrence. In Philadelphia, pretextual stops, where minor violations are used as an excuse to investigate for bigger crimes, recover contraband or weapons in only 0.67% of cases. Let that sink in. These stops do more harm than good. And that begs the question, why are these stops so charged with tension? Well, it boils down to fear and uncertainty on both sides. Officers are trained to approach every traffic stop as though it can be their last. They're taught that traffic stops are amongst the most dangerous part of policing, which then heightens their anxiety. Civilians, on the other hand, especially those in marginalized communities, worry about being unfairly treated or worse. The whole thing is just a recipe for mistrust, fear, and conflict. This is where my SaaS app comes in. The vision, a tool that serves as a bridge between officers and civilians, promoting transparency, reducing misunderstandings, and ultimately saving lives. So imagine this, an officer not having to approach a vehicle and having to rely on incomplete or ambiguous information. They can verify driver details in real time through a secure app. Meanwhile, the driver knows exactly what's happening thanks to clear, guided communication prompts. How it works? Verify identity, registration, and insurance. Automate communication prompts to reduce verbal misunderstanding. Transparently record interactions to ensure accountability. Enable pre-stop information sharing so the driver and officer both know the purpose of the stop before it even begins. This isn't just about tech. It's about eliminating the guesswork that fuels tension and fear on both sides. Think about the broader implications of a tool like this. It wouldn't just make traffic stops safer. It would free up officers to focus on serious issues like reckless driving or criminal investigations. Cities like Berkeley, California are already exploring ways to eliminate low-level traffic enforcement from traditional policing, opting instead for unarmed traffic safety officers. My app could complement these efforts, creating a hybrid solution that blends safety with innovation. In Ann Arbor, Michigan, a councilwoman pushed to eliminate pretextual stops out of fear for her sons. The law passed last year. Now, minor violations like cracked windshields, expired tags are no longer grounds for a traffic stop. Officers instead prioritize serious violations like reckless driving. This approach doesn't just make roads safer. It builds trust between communities and law enforcement. One major step towards reform is transparency. Experts recommend that states require police departments to publicly share data on all traffic stops. This includes things like the race of the driver and the outcome of the stop. By exposing patterns of bias, communities can push for meaningful change, and this app solves that. Now I know, some of you might have concerns, like what about privacy, what about costs, what about regulations? And these are all valid questions, and I don't claim to have all of the answers yet. But we can't just let those questions stop us from trying. At its core, This project is about hope. Hope that we can rebuild trust with the police officers and the communities that they serve. Hope that fear can be replaced with understanding. And if this app doesn't succeed, at least I tried. Maybe it'll inspire someone to take this idea further or apply it in a different context altogether. That's what innovation is all about. That's the beauty of it. Pushing boundaries, even when success isn't guaranteed. So this is my app, my idea, Savor. So thank you for listening to my vision. This new series, it isn't just about me coding an app and you guys watching. It's about using technology to make our communities safer and more just. And if you're excited about this project, follow along, share your thoughts, and let me know what you think. Together, we might just even spark something bigger. So please stay tuned for updates as I build this app from scratch, and let's make fair traffic stops a thing of the past.